là ça mon show. Là ça mon show.
What's going on, guys? DJ Nala Simone here from Power 105.1 with a very special guest all the way from Chicago in the building, Pivot Gang. Album just came out. You can't sit with us.
You cannot.
Going crazy.
No chance.
You can sit with us right now, though. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's
can
okay.
sit, I'm welcome at the table.
Only for
Wow.
like the next like
You
15,
can definitely
20
pull your
minutes.
chair up.
That's 20 minutes. That's all I get. Yo, y'all got a lot of rules to it. I know y'all got studio rules. Now it's rules at the table. Like
You gotta set the tone, you know what I'm saying? It be like that sometimes.
you guys definitely do that. I think studio rules studio ground when I first heard it, I was like, dang, these guys is bougie. Is it really like that when y'all in the studio? Like, is that it, or just for outside
I
guests?
feel like all artists that be in the studio should have their own set of rules. Like
Okay.
ours is, I feel like, specific to us, but I think most studios got their own rules, and most studios just don't have random people in there. Like, that's a fair rule for, across the board.
I feel it. I feel it. No IGs. Don't at me.
None of that.
No next on 2K.
We ain't know the word.
What bad experience did y'all have that y'all was like, all right, we gotta put this in the song?
Many a bad experience.
Yeah,
Yeah?
like one time I was playing this dude in 2K, and it was damn near my first time meeting him, and how he was talking to me while he was playing, like he was talking like he wanted to get his ass beat,
Oh, he's
and
talking-
I was like, and I legit was like, bro, don't talk to me like that in my household. Like, you're not gonna come in here and say these words to
Wait,
me,
were
bro.
you losing though?
2K will bring it out of you.
Oh.
2K will
No,
bring it
but
out.
he was really like I never been talked like that before. Like, you're not finna talk to me like that, bro.
Right.
Because
2K
we gonna
will
have
bring
to.
it out of real nice
Yeah,
people, too.
it was very. That was.
Supposed
Yeah.
to be ready to throw them things.
Yeah, I bet.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't know you. Shut up.
That's hilarious. So what does it take to sit with you guys? Because you guys are a really big collective.
You can't.
Yeah, you literally
just-
can't.
You can't. You
can't?
can't
That's
sit
all
with
we
them.
know.
more
To
seats.
let
That's
you know ahead of
the
time.
main
Wait,
reason.
so how do you get in? How did y'all get together then?
Hey, look, me and Joe, we happen to be born to the same family,
We met at the hospital.
and then
okay.
Fresh and Squeak also happened to be born at the same family.
Yeah, you know, that's my brother, so
damn,
I met
really?
him at the hospital.
Okay.
and for
I
you
met
know,
Joe and Sab in high school.
Okay.
no, for consistency purposes with the interview, Data and Mello also happened to be born.
Damn.
Definitely born to the
Okay,
same
so
family.
you can get seats. You don't got to be bloodline.
No, you ain't gotta be bloodline,
Okay,
but
okay.
you most likely cannot get a seat though.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, copy.
It's really hard. You know, you really got to go through. It's
It's a lot. It's a
it's like
gauntlet.
it's not like a set any sort of thing that you got to do, you know?
Just a
But
vibe.
like it's just like how you carry yourself. It's like, damn, it seemed like they might be able to vibe with what we doing, and after time goes on, it's like, oh yeah, you definitely just in gang now, you know? Like, it's not like you don't got to get jumped in.
I get that.
You
know,
gotta bring
You
your
gotta-
own cheer though.
I take it
I
back.
know y'all from Chicago, so
You
I
do
figured it was
gotta
some
get
type of
jumped
jumping
in.
hazing process that was happening.
You gotta
Jump
get
in.
jumped in, and if you live, then you could be in.
I figured. I knew it. Nah, I knew it. But
If
at the
you
collective,
live.
I know it's hard to like work with a bunch of people. Do you guys like fight a lot or anything like that?
Absolutely not.
Nah.
No?
It's no smoke.
That's
We don't
childish.
really have clashing personalities, you know,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
which is really helpful. Like, nobody really trip. The only
Wow.
time people almost fight is when they cranky, when they ain't slept. You know what I'm saying?
ain't
Like,
on
Hungry.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
other factors, you
I
know,
ain't
it's not
hating.
just
Okay.
yeah.
I
We don't just
believe
have
in-
issues
I don't believe in conflict,
Right.
and
unless it's crucial conflict.
So y'all don't have any disagreements ever.
I
mean,
we do-
disagreements are
Yeah, we
cool.
can disagree.
No like fighting.
But like, it's
But,
healthy
but never to a
disagreements, you know
point
what I'm
where
saying?
where the Hulk struck.
what we
Yeah.
ready to throw hands.
So y'all do
Disagreement.
debates.
Yeah.
Like, nah, bro,
Some
and
may
then
say.
like click up like that.
Probably not even that in depth. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? We'll speak on it. I voice my opinion. You voice your opinion. We move on.
And
Right
that's
here,
it?
both.
It's
parties
sometimes we
come
gotta
to
have like
agreement.
interventions.
Okay.
You know,
I feel like
when
it-
somebody
That's healthy to have. That's definitely
yeah,
healthy.
when somebody just capping in a way that they don't realize,
It
and you just gotta
helps.
try to bring them back to earth. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it helps our goal that everybody is good at what they do. So it makes the discussions go really quickly. Like, oh, that's a dope verse. Oh, you also have a dope verse.
Right.
That's a fire beat. It just makes making music very simple, because I think that's what, when it comes down to it, a lot of people might have an idea of what their group's supposed to be, and if somebody or something is not meeting that, then that's when it gets like clashy and stuff like that. But I think we all on the same page when it comes to like we just do what we want to do. Like, you know,
Right.
Fresh know he could do what he want to do. Mello know what he can do. Joe say whatever he want to say, and we let him rock. You know what I'm saying? We let him rock for the most part. You know,
For the most part,
Sometimes it's a little too
definitely
much.
got to reel them back.
Sometimes we gotta step in and just be like, Joe, I don't really know if you can say
Maybe
that.
on your
Like,
own song.
I don't really know if anybody can say that. But, you know, for the most part, it's all, you know what I'm saying, we just rock how we want to rock.
So what would you guys say each of you bring to the table? Like each role for the group.
Each role.
Yeah.
Well, I play their music for their shows. For the most part.
Okay.
I DJ for Joseph, MF and Mello, Fresh Waters. You feel me? So, like, you know, I control their music, so
you
they
important.
damn near gotta do what I say unless
Yeah.
hey, I ain't pressing this button, B. Look, you gotta respect me, B.
Back to DJ.
But-
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
DJ
also on the
too.
production side, just and they bring out the best of me as well.
I think it's like how we said earlier, like a puzzle.
yeah.
Like a puzzle where everybody, you know what I'm saying, it just fit. It just fit. And sometimes it's like, a lot of times it's unspoken. That's why this is even like a kind of weird question, because it's not
Very
like
weird.
you the point guard, you the shooting
Yeah.
guard. Like sometimes it's like a team
You play your role.
with 6 point
Well, I
guards
mean,
on it.
like
You know what I'm saying?
sound wise, like what do you bring?
Sound wise,
Yeah.
all right.
'Cause y'all all not the same.
Day-Day, I think
yeah.
this could be a good Day-Day question, because
Yeah.
as the producer, I think he has maybe even a better understanding of what each of us bring more than we do sometimes. Like, so I think
Facts.
you might be able to. I heard you articulate this.
Yeah, I was talking
in a
about
way.
these things
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
earlier.
Nice,
Yeah.
actually.
I bring the vibes.
Okay.
Tell you what, I make the beats. Squeak too. Me and Squeak make a lot of the beats. Saba also is a very good producer, even though
Very tight.
people don't necessarily always know that. Saba's a really dope producer. In fact,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I get in.
he's really out here. You know what I'm saying? Damn crazy.
That's what's up.
Fresh raps. I think that I was talking about this earlier. They all have like different types of rapping, and I make everyone's music individually, but I also make all the pivot.
Collective.
Yeah, all the pivot shit collectively, which is dope. So pivot was cool. This album was cool because I could kind of do whatever I wanted, and we all trust each other. That's part of like the process.
You're the
I
real
think.
brains behind this.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
That's dope.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's game.
As far as like controlling the sound, like he definitely did that.
That's dope.
Yeah, crazy. But individually, I think Fresh is really like a poet. You know what I'm saying? Very lyrical. I try to leave his music for the parts of his music that we've made so far. I try to leave it a little more open. I think don't have to go too hard too much of the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like soulful shit. You know what I'm saying? Damn crazy. Solid shit is super musical. We actually work with another dude named Daoud who does crazy chords. Sometimes I don't even have to do the chords, and he'll like go crazy on that shit. I can make it go hard. I can be experimental. I can do both at the same time. I can do
dope.
crazy weird sounds, but then usually like try to fit it in the realm of. He got like a really large fan base at this point, so I try to fit it inside of somewhat of a box that people can super fuck with.
Right.
Mello is also pretty musical, I think, but I can maybe play the chords more. Daoud goes super crazy with chords. He's a super good musician. And I'm not trying to bash myself, but I try to keep it a little more simple, so it's like maybe in the middle. And then Joe is very to compare the flows, kind of Saba, kind of like his flows will be very rhythmic and melodic. And the words are also really awesome, but I think that I like to focus on the rhythms and the melodies. Joe is a little bit more of the opposite. Joe is like punchlines.
Okay.
And also he has a lot of characteristics about his brand and like the person that he is that like come out in the music, like video games and stuff like that. So he used to use a lot of samples, but now it's more like I can just make, with Joe's music, I just make it go hard, which is awesome.
Yo, so wait, who produced the beat for Mortal Kombat?
That was me.
Yo, that beat goes
crazy.
so hard.
That's
It's crazy. I love
It's
that
fast
song.
too. I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, y'all snapped on that.
Thank you.
Great project, guys. Honestly,
thank
I
you.
love
Appreciate
it.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. So balancing like your solo careers and working as a collective, like how is that working out for you guys? I know, are you going on tour with JID by yourself, or are all you guys going?
Yeah, I'm going, and I'm bringing Fresh with me.
Okay.
I'm a slide.
And then I'm sure some of these guys will come out for some of like the shows and whatnot. Like
We're gonna sprinkle.
probably,
in
you know what I'm saying? Probably
Maybe
bring the
parents.
guys out, major markets maybe. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay.
Something like that.
Wow.
Squeak gonna be on a different tour. He's going on tour with John Doe.
Shout out John Doe.
So he'll already be on tour. But yeah, it's not that hard. I feel like to balance it, because it's like we really are all family. We see each other pretty much every day that like we not all individually on the road or doing our own work, we see each other every day. So we, you know what I'm saying? Even if we're not like all down and involved in each other's music, we all are present and
Right.
you know what I'm saying, in the sessions, and we hear it early and all of that. So it's like, it's just that family aspect. I feel like it is, I don't know, it's busy. So I think for us, we've been trying to make a pivot project for years and years and years and years. And even though we see each other every day, it's a lot harder logistically, I feel like, to get in the studio with that goal in mind. So we did this whole album pretty much in like a little over a week. We had 8 days in LA and we just were able to lock in
songs.
and just knock it out. So I think that's really, you know what I'm saying? It's really just a scheduling thing, like by us all touring individually and like working so hard individually so much. It's really a timing thing. And this was like the perfect time where we had a week free or 2 weeks free to just knock it out, you know?
I love that. And I loved your performance at Dreamville Fest. How did that feel? Touch the stage.
It was cool, man. Shout out to Dreamville and all of those people, man. It's been a really good relationship to build. All of those guys, like from Cole to Eve, JID, like all of them just been showing me like a lot of love, and it's been really cool to be embraced and you know, in their by their camp, and you know, with all of that they have done, it's just really a good experience. And the Dreamville Fest, like the lineup was crazy, so it was cool to be a part of that.
Definitely crazy. You guys gave me that same type of like feel as like Dreamville, like genuine vibes type. As far as like coming out of the Chicago music scene, I feel like you guys are like leaders of that. You guys agree?
Yes.
I'm a leader.
Yes.
I'm saying I'm a leader.
It ain't no
Yeah,
room at the top.
of course.
Ain't
We
like
said-
nobody else like
We
pivot.
set the Chicago
so,
vibes. I'll tell you
yeah.
what.
Yeah.
I think so. Like the poetic style and like that's what No Name, Smino. You guys work with them. Like
Yeah, I feel like I see that more so in the upcoming generation, the Chicago kids. Like a lot of them be letting me know that they grew up. Like it even sound weird to say that, but like, you know what I'm saying, like saying they evolved, listen to our music and stuff like that. So I think that'd be the tightest stuff, and they'd be letting me know that we really are like pioneers.
And they grew up in the last like
You guys
5 years.
are.
I
For
think
sure.
it's even outside of Chicago. Like I meet a lot of artists who really do, you know what I'm saying? Like it's maybe a low key thing, but a lot of people are inspired by music in general. So it's really cool like to be at this point, you know, however many years in, like where we're on the top of our game, and like people are really just inspired by that. And you know, people all the time are just, you know, they tell me, you know, how inspiring like albums like You Can't Sit With Us and albums like Care For Me are for them. So it's like, it might be a low-key thing to fans to think that we could be this young in our careers and be leaders, but
Right.
it's a thing that we amongst ourselves know, and I feel like bring that energy, you know?
Do you feel like that's pressure?
Not at all.
Not even
Should make diamonds.
Huh?
You
Pressure
feel me?
does make
We
diamonds. I
trying to
like
bling
that.
blah over here.
Not at all, because I think it would be pressure if we was portraying something that we weren't. It would
Right,
be
right.
pressure
Trying too hard or
to.
something,
It would be
yeah.
pressure to keep that up, but by us just coming in and literally like being ourselves and just kind of
Great.
honestly winging it and it working, you know what I'm saying?
Winging it.
It just makes
Damn
it.
near.
It
But
takes
you
all
wing
of
it
the
for 10
pressure
You know
off.
what I'm saying? You wing it for 10 years, or you wing it for 5 years, you wing it for however long together.
And then when
It's
it
not
hits,
really winging it anymore, I guess.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
Yeah.
winging it
Come on,
out of a point.
We're not,
like
we're
when
not
it
winging it,
becomes,
but we don't got the
it
answers.
becomes work, and it becomes
Sway.
like, you know, you learn from your mistakes, and from project to project, you're able to grow and really see, like, you know what I'm saying, like what started out as winging it is now a business that,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, makes money and will eventually become an empire and like all of this crazy stuff. Like
Yeah.
winging it, you know what I'm saying?
Like Wingstop.
What's that? What they say? Fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, especially when you do it together.
like Wingstop.
When you do it together, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all trust each other. We all can, like, trust each other to do what because we're all dope.
yeah, you
And
move
we all
stronger
know-
as a
yeah.
collective.
And if something does something, if someone happens to do something that's like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't fit this one song, but it can fit over another beat, like, cool.
Yeah, we do everything together.
So what stage would you call?
Thank you for
Wait,
not going
wait,
in.
wait, wait.
No.
Yeah, I'm about
Just
to
keep it.
So anyway, as you were saying,
Don't even stop the stride.
So at what stage would you guys say you guys are in for this project? You Can't Sit With Us.
I mean, what has it been out? Like 3 days,
Like
4
5
days?
4 days or something, yeah.
It ain't
Boy,
even a
that-
week yet.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying for the people.
People
I'm
grew up
saying as
listening to
y'all,
this
like
album.
how y'all feel.
I mean, me personally, I feel great. You know what I'm saying? Right before we locked in on this, I was like working on my solo thing, and I was like, cool. I was messing with that vibe, but like really like getting able to like cook with my brothers. Like I ain't been able to do that in a long time. So like that just added a whole new energy to what I'm doing next. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention that like we trying to like keep this going. This ain't just like a one-off thing. Like we really trying to like lock back in.
Yeah,
so like I felt amazing behind that shit.
Yeah, I think all of us feel a little bit of that energy, just like going in and being able to do that. Like we did 23 tracks in 8 days, so like carrying that energy, it's like, man, what we gonna do with the next week we got where we all free? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just really like a learning experience because we were able to lock in, and I think that's one of the things. Like a lot of artists think it's like really hard when you're out of the loop, when you're not making music consistently. It gets harder to make music when you got that opportunity. So for us, it's just keeping it up and continuously like just growing it. And I don't know, I think the sky is really the limit for what's next.
Yeah, it just make you kind of eager too, cause like it's my first project ever, and to do it with the fam, you know what I'm saying? It just make you real eager to see like, I learned a lot on this trip, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot on this run, so it's like, you know what I'm saying, challenging myself, seeing what I'm gonna learn on the next go round. Yeah, that's important.
like Fresh said, this is my first like real album project that I'm a part of, and showcasing my production skills as well. So and I learned a lot about myself as well, just working with a bigger group and like just them instead of individually. So it was like we're all just locking in. So yeah, I definitely learned a lot about myself. That's what I most enjoyed about it. And yeah, like I said, just showcasing my production on a broader scale,
Dope. Gotta be a good feeling. You got?
Oh yeah. So
This guy.
we all shared a lot with each other, and we learned a lot from each other during this. Like it's like, we all cooking on our own, going crazy, la la la. But when you get to see how, Mello write a verse, or like what that's like, or like, how Dede start a beat from scratch, you know what I'm saying? You all get to like take that with you, like all these experiences, so it's like I'm a better rapper now than I've ever been, because I got to like work in this space, because I'm not thinking how I normally do, because it's like I gotta make sure it's the hottest verse that I ever wrote, and it works on a bunch of different planes that I don't normally, like how Dede was saying, like I normally focus on bars. When I'm like working with Sav, like he hitting I don't do that. I don't do that normally. But after working with him, it's like, okay, I gotta butter the air horn. So
right. You gotta
iron
do both.
sharpens iron.
Yeah. So it was just really cool to all grow together and just like, pick up these roots, and like, we get to make a whole nother album and another album, and it's like we building now.
Yeah, y'all should. The culture needs it. That's dope.
Oh God.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Make sure y'all tell everybody where they can follow y'all on Instagram and where they can stream You Can't Sit With Us.
Follow us at Pivot Gang, and you can stream You Can't Sit With Us everywhere. I say just to, just to plug our website, pivotgang.co. That's the easiest place where you can find it on.
Merch out now.
All of that stuff.
Merch out.
Go get you a hat, a shirt or something.
A nice little tee.
Learn some new stuff about us. You go on that site too.
Answer some questions,
Answer some cool questions.
You can't sit with us, but you can be friends.
You might be able to sit with us if you go there, though.
There's an open-ended.
If you survive that fight.
Yeah, you got to get jumped into
There's
it.
a 0% chance of sitting with us.
And I mean, technically, you literally sat with us.
You just sat with us.
So
Yeah,
you
I
can
made
sit
it.
with
You
us.
sat with us on that side of the table. Let's be clear.
I'm breaking barriers, though. I'm getting there.
One step at a time.
Right, one step at a time.
One step at a time. Until next time, guys. Peace.